Today we are going to talk about a horror and drama movie, The Dark Down. The film opens on the evening before Valentine's Day and we see Jennifer late in his library writing an email to his ex-fiancé, Derek. Jennifer, is planning to travel to New York in order to reconcile the dispute between him and Derek. But Derek does not know that Jennifer will come. Finally, Jennifer decided to go to New York without sending any message to her fiancé. And here we see a man named Kai and he was preparing himself to go out. By chance, Jennifer catches up with him in the elevator, and a conversation becomes between them, and Jennifer responds politely. In the middle of the conversation, Kai notices a drawing of a man carrying a stick drawn on the elevator. Suddenly, the elevator vibrates and stops. Jennifer feels anxious, and Kai tries to use the emergency alarm, but nothing helps, and he tries to open the door, but fails. And in the meantime he noticed that there was a camera in the elevator and tried to call for help, but no one could see or hear them. And Jennifer gets nervous because she has a trip and she has to go, and here, after knowing that there is no other solution but to wait until they are rescued, they decide to pass the time and get to know each other. Jennifer tells him that I am an account manager, and he tells him that I am an accountant. No. And Jennifer eats it no. After that, Jennifer tried to climb Kai's mouth until he had a way out, and I tried my hobbies, but she didn't have any way out. An hour later, Jennifer canceled her trip to New York, and Kai listened to everything Jennifer said and tried to console her, and this made Jennifer smile. And Jennifer jokes and says that I will die of thirst, and she gives Kai a bottle of water and a liter of water at first, and at the end she drinks, and then Jennifer gives Kai kaku to thank him. Hours later, Jennifer needed to go to the bathroom and try to be patient, and Kai asked him to settle his needs because of his coat, but Jennifer was embarrassed. Meanwhile, Kai had an empty box in his bag and suggested that Jennifer settle his needs with it. Thank you, Jennifer. After that, Jennifer decided to leave his trip completely, because she wouldn't go away, and they try to spend time and play. Then Kai tells Jennifer that my relationship and my job are complicated, and no one cares about him. Then they tried to draw each other on the floor of the elevator, and suddenly they heard a voice outside. Jennifer feels frustrated and asks Kai about the time and tells him that it is an hour alone in the morning. Kai tells him that I have seen before the building and he takes a look at me that you are beautiful and kind, and since I met Paige now, my expectations turned out to be correct, and Jennifer smiles and thanks him maybe his words. Then everyone saw his drawing of the second, and Jennifer drew Kai in a funny way, while Kai drew Jennifer in a very cute way. Jennifer was affected by the picture and told Kai that she would make this picture as a personal profile on social media, and Jennifer decided to take a picture of Kai and ask Kai about the topics he likes. He has a pilgrimage for him yet, and Kai suggests doing sports, but Jennifer wants something interesting, such as romantic topics, and they decide to shoot a video, and everyone has a pilgrimage about their first romantic relationship other than her. Jennifer and Tackle seem to be in his library for the first time, but Kai does not have a previous romantic relationship, and Jennifer suggests that he have a romantic relationship. After that, a romantic relationship developed between Kai and Jennifer, and Kai told Jennifer that she had fallen in love with him, but Jennifer backed out of their romantic relationship and told Kai that you are not my love, that you are a normal person, and that I want to go back to Derek, my fiancé. So they decided to forget everything that happened here after they rescued them, and Jennifer tries to calm the atmosphere and tells Kai that you had the first romantic experience, and Kai is still in pain from Jennifer's behavior. So he decides to confess everything and tell him that my name is not Kai and he does not work as an accountant, and it turns out that this person is the security guard of the building and he is the one who planned everything this happened, and he was the one who broke down the elevator, and he was watching Jennifer, and here he knew that he would not be able to reach Jennifer's heart and emotions, so he took the key out of his pocket and turned on the elevator. And here Jennifer is relieved of this thing and Jennifer gets angry and blames him and eats him. I will let you rot in prison. And the man who heard Jennifer talking to Haig came back and stopped the elevator and Jennifer tried to turn it on and Kai forced him, but she hit the key with his leg in the wrong way and destroyed it. And Jennifer hit Kai with his shoe and kneeled him on the ground and tried to check it because Abelha died, and suddenly Kai opened his eyes and hit Jennifer's head on the ground and she passed out. Hours later, Jennifer returns and Kai welcomes her, and Jennifer asks him why he did this. Tuesday, so Kai decided to kill Jennifer so that he would go to prison, and Jennifer collapsed and described Kai as a monster. Then Kai decides to open Jennifer's bag, and he has a gift card that belongs to Derek's fiancé, which is a jacket. Kai takes the jacket and puts it on, and forces Jennifer to open the second gift, which is a set of cigarettes. Kai starts smoking these cigarettes and asks Jennifer to smoke. Then Kai apologizes to Jennifer and thinks that Jennifer has become his girlfriend and that he lost her and promises him that he will not scare him again and asks him for a second chance. And he sold it on a ceiling and saw that there were no screws and he climbed the walls and opened the ceiling and saw that there was a chance to get out. He asks Jennifer to give a push so that he can go up and open the elevator from the outside. Here, Jennifer tricks him into letting him get out of the elevator, and Kay Mara promises to call the police. Jennifer went up to the director and laughed at Kai and ran away, leaving Kai angry. Here, Jennifer completes the way to climb the stairs. While Jennifer escapes, Kai ties some clothes on his body and tries to tie it to the ceiling so that he can come out and try to rub Jennifer. And here, Jennifer wanted to open the door, and Kai obliged him, and they both knelt down in the elevator again, and they lost consciousness. Hours later, Jennifer came back and noticed that there was an exposed drip tube, and Kai's drawings moved until it became smoke, and they considered it a sign of an accident. Then Mai finds herself in an elevator because of the smoke and fire, and here Jennifer tries to force Kai to confess to his crimes under the recording, otherwise Jennifer will disfigure his face. Kai agrees and admits that his real name is John Dickens, and Gene is a successful man with a stable job, and all this was in vain after he killed a man and had a sexual relationship with his colleague in his car. He was drunk, and accidentally broke his car, and the woman died. He was arrested and sentenced for 6 years, after which he was released from prison, and he could not get a decent job after this accident. That's why he became a security guard. That's why he wanted to try something from his life and his previous behavior, like this elevator incident. And Jennifer tried to commit himself, and she was upset, and she seemed to blame him for all this chaos with this man's story. And by Monday, John's colleague arrived at work, his girlfriend Ruby, and took him to the roof so that they could look for John. Finally, he saw what was happening in the elevator and saw the hands of the cameras, and informed Jennifer that they were there to help, and Jennifer started screaming at Eddie to help her, not paying attention to John to untie him. After a while, Eddie opened the elevator door, and Jennifer and Gene greeted him. The elevator got stuck at the bottom of the ceiling, and this thing is not safe until Jennifer gets off. In the meantime, Eddie tries to get down the elevator, and John pulls Jennifer away from the elevator, and Eddie, who heard of John's presence, holds him the key until he gets down the elevator, and John takes him to the elevator. Majay works, and here Eddie tried to open the elevator door with his hand and half of his body entered, but here John turned on the elevator with the key and cut Eddie's body in half, and Jennifer was terrified and screaming and John hit him. After a while, John left Jennifer in the trunk of his car, went back to the elevator, broke all the evidence of his crime, cleaned himself, and tried to erase all the camera records. Meanwhile, Robbie came and interrupted John, and Gant's hands were looking for him, and here John felt that Robbie witnessed the crime as well, and decided to kill him. Then John drove off in his car and parked in a secluded area and put kerosene in the waste container, and Gene plans to move Jennifer's body. John opened the trunk of the car and saw Jennifer really dead. He rolled up Jennifer's bags with his container, but suddenly Jennifer sat down and attacked John and pinned him to the ground. Jennifer got into John's car and drove off. Suddenly, the car turned in reverse, supporting John and killing him completely, and John jumped into the container quickly to avoid it. Jennifer got out of the car and saw John stabbing himself with an iron piece from jumping inside the container, and this thing was unable to move yet. Jennifer licked a cigarette and smoked John's eyeballs and exchanged it with a cold look, and before the car entered, the cigarette was rolled up on the container. To whom John had kerosene on him, and the container ignited, and John Sowa showed Jennifer's courage and his wise behavior against a crazy and murderous person like John, who was deprived of his job because of his crazy behavior against people and against Jennifer. The end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.